Squad, welcome back to my channel, KrissyBVlogs. Today I'm coming at you with another video. Today this video is going to be a little bit less about weight loss and my journey of losing weight and more about just me and getting to know me. I'm going to be doing 20 get to know me questions. If you guys would like to know other information or you'd like more details about what I'm talking about, go ahead and leave me some comments below and I will get back to you on those. So let's go ahead and get started. The first question is, what is your name? So my username is KrissyBVlogs, but my actual name is Kristy. Number 2, how old are you? So I am 28 years old. What is your date of birth? I was born December 6, 1990, so I am a 90s baby through and through. What is your sign? So that question's a little bit interesting because it depends on whether or not you think there are 12 signs or 13 signs or what you go by. So if you go by the standard of 12 signs, I think it's 12 signs at least, I'm considered a Sagittarius. If you go by 13 signs, then I'm considered the new sign, which is a ficus. Kind of based on my personality, I really think I fit more with a ficus than Sagittarius. How tall are you? I am 5 foot. I could be slightly taller or slightly shorter than that, but I'm pretty close to just like 5 foot exact. What is your favorite number? So I don't particularly have a favorite number. I think when asked that question, the first number that comes to mind is 7, but I think that's just because of my religious background and 7 being deemed as like a good or godly number, so 7. What is your favorite color? Again, I don't really have a favorite color. I would say for a long time, I was super into mint green. I really like mint green or like soft teal colors, and I'm also really into rose gold. However, if we're talking about like things that I wear, like clothing, I wear dark colors. I wear a lot of black, I wear a lot of dark purple, I wear some olive green, I wear lots of grays. So clothing wise, I like dark colors. Are you in a relationship? I am in a relationship. I've been in a relationship for over 3 years, but I've known him for about 7, and we have a son together who is 1.5 years old. Question number 9, do you have any tattoos? As of right now, I do have one tattoo. It is on my left foot, and it says vanity, and then it has some little butterflies and things around it. My thought process behind that is I really want to do kind of like my conflicting personality, because I feel like we all have different parts to our personalities, some qualities that we see as like positive and some that we see as negative, but they're still a part of us. And so on the left side of my body, it's going to be more about my vanity, I guess, and being vain, and then on the right side of my body it's going to be more about humility and being humble, because that's also another really big part of my personality, is just being a very grateful, humble, thankful person. Question number 10, what is your favorite movie? So I think my favorite movie is probably Sweet November, or there's also a horror movie that I love, and I think I haven't seen it in a long time, but I watched it a million times, and I think it was called like Rose Manor. It's from a Stephen King novel. However, if you ask me what my favorite genre is, horror all day, every day. I really love scary movies. Question 11, so my favorite song. Favorite song is very difficult for me because I like so many different types of music and I like so many different artists. I would say currently the artist that I'm listening to the most is Cardi B. And I'd probably say her song Please Me or Bodak Yellow. I really like those. Her songs, they just feel very empowering, and I know it's not everybody's taste, it's not up everybody's alley, but I love her. Favorite book. So I don't do a ton of reading, and the books that I've read recently, I like them, but I don't see them as like my favorite. My favorite books actually I read when I was in middle school or somewhere around that age, and so those books are kind of geared towards that age. The reason why I love them is because I feel like they were so close to things that I experienced in my life. I was just able to relate to them a ton. So the first book is called Define Normal, and the second book is called Crank. Question 13, where did you go to high school? So for high school, I didn't actually complete high school. I didn't graduate. And in my freshman year, like the very first quarter of my freshman year, I think I transferred like 4 different schools. And so at that point, I was just kind of like, you know what, screw it. I had high hopes and high expectations for myself. I really wanted to be able to get great grades and get a scholarship because my family didn't have money and I didn't want to have to go in a ton of debt, but that just didn't work out. I literally had a teacher tell me I was going to fail her class because I started it so late. So at the end of the day, I ended up quitting high school, getting a job. I worked full time. I think I started at 15, going into 16 years old. And then at the end of 17 to 18, I ended up getting my GED at Corvallis Consortium in Oregon. Question 14. Did you go to college? I did go to college. Shortly after I turned 18, I started college, and currently I'm in a master's program for clinical mental health counseling, and I should be finished with that in a little over a year. If we want to talk about college debt, that's a whole nother video. I'm not very excited about that. Worst fear. So that's a funny question because my whole life I've kind of been like, oh, I don't really have any fears. I'm not afraid of dying. I'm not afraid of getting hit by a car. I just didn't see myself as a very fearful person. However, after I had my first child, I have developed a lot of fears, but most of them are around like health. So right after I had my baby, I was really afraid that I was going to die, and that was pretty irrational, but I was just super anxious about it. I think it was some like postpartum anxiety, again, for another video. But now my current fear is just dying painfully. I've had some extremely excruciating, painful medical things happen due to pregnancy ruining one of my organs, and it was worse than childbirth. Way, way, way worse. And so at this point, I'm not afraid of death like I was right after labor. I'm afraid of being in excruciating pain. Like, I can't. And I have an extremely high pain tolerance. So there's that. Question 16. Favorite TV show? So a lot of the TV shows that I watch are like guilty pleasure shows. So I would say my top 2 favorite TV shows though are Game of Thrones. I know I'm just like everybody else. I love Game of Thrones. And then also an older show called Girlfriends. Love, 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 love that show. Would I rather watch movies or read a book? I would love to say that I would rather read a book, but it's not true. I would definitely rather watch a movie or a TV show than read a book. 18. Do I miss anyone or who do I miss? There are several people that I miss. I would say though, because I moved around a lot in my life, I wasn't able to like keep in contact with friends. And I feel like the strongest friendships that I had developed were in middle school when I lived in Eugene, Oregon. and I had this best friend named Mackenzie, and I still think of her pretty regularly, and I really miss the closeness and friendship that we had, because I think in my whole life she was probably one of the best friends that I've ever had. Question 19, tea or coffee? So if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I am obsessed with coffee. Not the good kind of coffee, not black coffee. I like Starbucks coffees, white chocolate, iced mochas, things like that. I wish I loved tea, but so far I don't like it. I keep trying though, because I know it's so much better for you, especially if you can drink it unsweetened. I just can't figure it out. And then my last question is my favorite sport. So I don't particularly like to watch sports. At least not like on TV. Live sports are pretty cool. Like if you go to a football game or something like that, those can be fun. But my favorite sport to play would have to be baseball. And I know people are like, oh, but you're a girl, isn't it softball? No. When I was younger, I played on the boys' team, and I don't think there even was a girls' team. And we played baseball, and that was my all-time favorite sport. I had such a good time, and I'm really hoping that my son will be into baseball, because it'd be really fun for me to kind of rekindle that energy and play baseball with him. I think that's all I have. So that is 20 questions to get to know me. I hope that this was interesting or fun, or at least entertaining for a minute. If you have any other questions, please comment and let me know. I would love it if you guys would subscribe to my channel and follow my weight loss and fitness journey and see more about my life and my family, and just have a good time. Anyways, thanks guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.